Hypermine.
Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode on the Hypermine server. As always, this is Zueljin. So guys, I've been doing a lot of work. There have been a number of changes, as you may have seen from a few of the other members. We upgraded to the mindcrack pack, and we've added mystcraft to that. I had to toy around with it for a long time to get it right, but we finally got it implemented with minimal problems. Ormanage actually had a bunch of block ID switch on him, but we helped him, Slip and I helped him out, change that up. And other than that, the base is pretty much normal, guys, except that I've finished that and I've added a couple of decorations. So the mindcrack pack adds a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean more than I really thought that it was gonna add. I was thinking just Thaumcraft and stuff, but really and truly, it's so much more than that. So as you can see, it's not all finished up. I'm still configuring and reconfiguring and reconfiguring again, but I have this place pretty much leafed out. It needs some more lighting, and right now it's not too hostile because the ground's lit, but there's plenty of other stuff I want to do in here. I don't know if I'm going to knock out a portion of that wall or just do some cool stuff in the air here with a few things, but as y'all can see, I set up a second tree form. Now, a portion of the system is not online right now, and I'll show you what I mean. Right now, this has 139 oak wood, meaning that it probably doesn't have many saplings. No, it does have saplings, so it's producing. It's just they're not growing too fast. On the other hand, this one has plenty of saplings and plenty of logs, 1670. Now, that's probably not enough to start the boiler up from cold, but I do have a plan for that. I'm probably going to empty some coal coke into it to get it started. So this is going to be, I guess, a test run, a live test run on camera. The thing that we got to do is we got to get enough logs into the system to turn into charcoal to power that boiler up, and the boiler needs to probably get hot first because I'm getting a huge leak here. This is, I guess y'all can see it still right now, 25,379, 25,378. So as y'all can see, I am losing power. I cannot maintain what I currently have hooked up without implementing a new power source, and that's where my boiler comes in. So it's high time, you guys. I have a few things working that I'd like to show you. I know I've showed y'all the entire setup down here, and this setup is currently not pushing out any charcoal. I have plenty that's loaded up, but I'm not burning any charcoal right now in the coke ovens. That's just because I was getting everything set up. So I also have a gold line hooked up to the item loader here, and I'll show y'all where that leads. If we go down here, this is hooked up to a gold pipe, and some of it's sandstone. I ran out of gold pipe, but it's hooked up all the way to an induction furnace. Now, the induction furnace is an advanced machine, but with the new pack it should work. So unless I get any problems, we should be pretty good. We had 90% heat now, and I'm not going to really utilize the fact that I could put two of these 2 blocks in it at a time, but it does burn them pretty fast, as y'all can see. If I put, let's see, I don't have any logs. Yeah, I do have logs on me. If I put, see, that's pretty fast. That's not overclocked or anything. And as you can see, the charcoal is going to get pumped out of here, and it's going to shoot down all the way through the network of pipe and go to that item unloader down there, where the cart is going to continuously drop off from the coke ovens as well. The coke ovens produce a byproduct of creosote. This doesn't produce a byproduct of anything, but it is pretty fast, so that should supplement it. And then the pipe that is, I guess I could show you that too, just to give you guys a refresher. And my energy level is really low on my grav suit. Let's see. Nope, not low enough. I get lost in my own stuff sometimes. So all of this is pumped from this section right here. Let me see if I could show you that. That pipe goes all the way to, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to get there for you, I really am. All that loader down there is pumped to this pipe, which goes behind all this dark iron and connects to the fireboxes of this boiler. So that's what we're going to try. I'm going to drop some coal coke into this thing, and we're going to get started on hopefully what'll be the new power setup finally. So be back in a sec, you guys. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the thought just occurred to me that I haven't really explained the entire setup as of now. I know some of the things that you've seen before, and some of the things have changed a little bit. I've gotten my inspiration from all kind of places. As I mentioned last video, VT Gamer helping me out with the whole furnace idea, and that's the supplement. But it's actually kind of ingenious accidental that this happened, because the coke ovens give a real slow, steady supply of everything, and the the induction furnace gives me a pretty quick supply. As soon as a tree grows, pretty much, it boosts that heat in that boiler. So right now, what we have here, guys, is a couple of added adjustments with the help of Armitage and Slipgator and One Wolf, and pretty much some tutorials too. I've been thinking a lot and playing around with this idea a lot, and Armitage finally helped me put it together. Basically, what this is this tree form is set up to do a few things. Right now, I'm storing sand, but not necessarily needy sand. It's just because it's supplement. It's, you know, if it ever fills up, oh well, it's just gonna void out or fall out, and it's not a big deal. We can always void extra sand once I get it full, but for now, I just like to keep this little supply up so I can use it for glass and things like that. We also have some dirt that's being supplied here, and basically the dirt is coming from this form setup right here. Now, what we have here is an auto-crafting table set to plant balls, and every time wheat comes out of here from this form, it goes into this chest and to the auto-crafting table, creates a plant ball, and goes into this wooden pipe. From the wooden pipe, it gets fed to this Macerator, which is powered down because this is actually 512 coming in. But it's powered down with a couple of transformers into the Macerator. The Macerator macerates the plant ball into dirt, and the dirt feeds into that pipe here. Now, once we have that dirt fed here, it really just sits in that barrel. Doesn't do much except for that, but what's good about it is it's just in range that all I really need to do is grab one stack of apatite and make a whole bunch of humus, and the humus is on a pretty good ring right here. So the system is add apatite and grow. That's pretty much how that is. This system is relatively the same, except that I don't have all the mumbo jumbo with the Macerator and stuff, but I do have that powered furnace underneath. I took my cactus farm offline because I just had enough cactus. I really don't need any more. So there's a couple other things I could do, like play around with biofuel with an apple squeezer, but all of that's really not necessary. But what I want to do, you guys, is see how the boiler's holding up and kind of give you guys some insight on some of my future plans as soon as we make sure that this thing's working. So stay tuned for a second. We'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I got some good news and some bad news. The bad news is I could not keep the large boiler online infinitely, even with the 2 tree forms. The good news is I can load it rather quickly with just charcoal, heat it up, and it runs for a very, very long time off an existing supply of wood. So I did reduce the size of it, as you can see, and it still puts out quite a bit of steam for the 2. It doesn't give 100%, but there's a couple things I'd like to discuss and my reasoning behind it. So, 1, as far as feeling like I succeeded, I did. I could produce a ridiculous amount of power with a steam boiler setup. The good news is that the system remains intact and still does what it's supposed to do. I can still generate a ton of creosote. As you can see, that tank is almost full, and I can supplement power usage. I don't know if I'm going to stay with the turbines. I might do some MJ stuff with it instead, but I haven't decided altogether yet. I still may make this an engine room, which is what I thought about before. Although electricity just seems the way to go. With that said, I still need to supplement my power, which y'all can see here that I have. Mini Red gave me some ultimate hybrid solars a while back, so I finally implemented them and put them in the system, which I'll show you in just a second. I've also implemented a rock crusher. Now the rock crusher setup is fairly simple. Now rock crusher, you can take something like cobblestone and put it inside. I have it powered up with a bunch of electrical engines. And when the rock crusher finishes, which, oh, I didn't even put my glass back. Let's see here. Yeah, I can put my glass back now. So when the rock crusher finishes, what happens is it pipes in the gravel directly to the chest. Okay? Now, if you take gravel and put it into the rock crusher, it can do one of two things. It's going to produce sand, and it's possible that it produces a diamond, like a 1% chance. Nothing major. So just now it produced sand. Now I have a diamond pipe filtered right behind there, and what's going to happen is that anytime the diamond is produced from that, it's going to go into this chest. So passively, with my cobblestone, I'm going to use my extra EU to try to bring out some diamonds, and it's going to be pretty simple. I'll just put a stack of cobblestone in there every once in a while and just watch it go. With a 1% chance, guys, pretty much every 100 cobblestone I put in is going to yield a diamond. So, hey, diamonds are diamonds. As y'all can see, I have this extra dimensional storage upgrade, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a failsafe on the boiler system so that I can turn it on when I want to. It's probably going to get a little bit more streamlined as I go, but what I did here is my pipe system is linked up to that furnace that I got over there, and it's all linked up to this section right here. Now, that number is not true. Actually, it's 21 charcoal. So what's happening is the tree forms are still doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're putting in those logs into the system, running it through that induction furnace and turning it into charcoal. And the charcoal is going to build here, and that's what this is going to be for. Now it's going to hold it as much as I need. When I decide to turn it on, which the pump is located under here, I can just turn it on, have it start pumping. This switch is mainly just for the to hold the track here when it's on, and the cart is going to stop as well. But I can also turn this pump on, and this system is just gonna put the pumps online and start putting out the charcoal through the piping and sending it to the boiler, so the boiler doesn't have to stay on all the time. Not to mention I'm gonna use up the rotors, so I'd rather not do it like that. The creosote that I'm pumping out here is only temporary because eventually the coke ovens will run out of wood when the cart finishes up, but the resources are not that important for the most part. I guess what I should do now is I'm actually just going to close this off because I don't need regular access to it outside of this, and there's my little access to it for now. So this all is set up, guys, and on the outside I'll show y'all what I did here. I started playing around with the microblocks and as y'all can see, I kind of went crazy. Basically what I have here, guys, is that that existing setup with the water mills. I went ahead and implemented those hybrid solar panels, and what you see here are glass or microblocks with glass. I believe they're called glass slabs, and what I've done is I made a glass stairway with these slabs and used a bunch of microblocks to make these little arches, and I really like the way it came out, y'all. I tore down the teleporters, as you can see from the front, but what I'll probably do is link a teleporter up here and link it straight down to the bottom. That way I won't have to go through this area all the time. But also put my my night ore that Bo gave me, so thank you very much, Bo Dog. I'm not gonna mess too much with Thaumcraft right now, except for the night ore, because I'd like to implement some more lights like this around. But for the most part, guys, I think I'm gonna play around with the aesthetics a little bit. So yeah, I feel like I succeeded and failed kind of all at the same time. I do still love the fact that we have the setup online that we worked so hard on. I just wish it would work a little bit more efficiently without putting any more tree forms into the mix. I just don't feel the need that we have to do that. I've proven that I can generate power from it, and I'm happy with it. But other than that, guys, that's gonna about do it. I need you guys to give me some feedback. Let me know what y'all think, and what y'all like to see next. I really want y'all input because I feel like we've done enough for power generation for now. And I'd kind of like to play around with some other ideas and maybe get into some of these new blocks and some of this new red power stuff, since all of that that cool microblock stuff is implemented. So maybe some aesthetics, whatever you guys want to see, just let me know in the comments. Also, if y'all like the video, please leave a like, you guys. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out a ton. And we're gonna call that an episode, you guys. Thank y'all so much for watching, and as always, this is Zueljin signing off. Have a good one.